Welcome, my friends, to another video on this freaking channel. Okay, excuse me, I did not take something today, and I am tired. It's currently 8:31 at night, so I'm taking my daily walk around this neighborhood. So I know that this is probably disappointing for all of you who waited 3 months for a new video, but it's all I got for now. My other projects are in the works. Or blinded. Apocalypse Now kind of stuff. But yeah. So today, Wednesday, the day before I leave for Disney, and I will be posting updates on my Disney trip, daily or semi-daily, for those who are interested. Hmm. Yes. But today, I wanted to talk about some things I've been thinking about for a while. So, school recently ended for us. It was great. I had a much better year than I did last year. I just finished 8th grade. Seriously, rocks. But I couldn't have done it without all of the support of you guys and most of you I know personally at school. But I know I've told you this multiple times over group chats and in person at school in 6th period. Music fan, I guess. But I cannot stress it enough. And for those who don't know me that well, this is just an update of what my life has been like for the past 180 days. Around the world in 80 days, that is. Okay, anyway. So, the year started out in August, pretty much what it was the year before. Dogs. Paranoid. Okay, so I had a couple friends, Seth Ingram, the Tylers, JT, some other people. Pretty simple. Then, yeah, I get to know some more people in my 2nd and 6th period classes, which, in my opinion, they're awesome people, but they can get crazy sometimes. So, but besides that, I showed them I showed them James or Shadow96949. I showed them his channel, and they're like, "Wait, he subscribed to Lego Star Wars 100?" I told them that I had a channel, but I wouldn't tell them the name because I didn't want a lot of attention. That didn't work. They found their way from James's channel to mine, and I was immediately hounded for weeks. It sort of died down until I uploaded the I Sing the NFL on Fox theme with myself. And I didn't know it then, but I basically set myself up for the best year I've had in school in a long time. And no offense to James, Jackson, Arlen, all of my other friends at my old school, it's just that I felt more whole with all of the people that I met at Cersei, which whenever I found out I was moving from Corning, I was very upset. I didn't cry. Most of you know the first time me crying, or at least crying for something around these lines, was 3 weeks ago on Friday. And with time and more videos in Miss Barker's class, I eventually got to know almost all of you, and it has been great, and I love you guys, and you are all such great friends, even though I might seem like a cynical, pessimistic person. Great English, Noah. I don't care, but that's exactly what I mean. But the thing is that I appreciate that I didn't really have many friends that I could call really good friends, but like it's it's unmeasurable the amount of happiness I got from just talking with you people on a regular basis. Now that school is over, I will only really see a few of you when we walk around our neighborhood. If we walk around our neighborhood, that is. So, I just want to talk about a couple of you that really stood out and really made an impact on me during this year. And I'm not saying that the rest of you, and some of you will probably tell me about this, that, hey, I did this, I give you a Pop-Tart. But so I want to, I'm not saying that you're not as important as the other people. I'm just saying that these are the ones that had the most impact on me as a person and as just how I functioned. So, I think at first it was Gabby number one, i.e. Gabby Edmonds. You, or she, her energy was just unimaginably high, and she would, whenever we would have conversations, she would actually put up with my crap. I would go off on these just random conversations about how I'm prepared for absolutely everything and how I could anonymously send an eggplant to anyone's house anywhere in the world if I wanted to. That's an actual thing, believe me. And she'd be like, okay. And then she would go on and she would have a conversation. It'd be interesting. Just her and her dedication to whatever she did in the yearbook. She was balancing lots of things. Was dealing with some problems of her own, like she was high on Benadryl for about, I don't know, a week because of a concussion. That was an interesting few days, and it was during the worst test of my life too. So I like to say that you are an amazing person. I am glad to met you over the summer. So who do I go to? While I think about who I go to next, I'll talk about some of the high points of the year that happened with certain people. So one of those has got to be, and I might get emotional over this, but it's okay. It was Mr. George's class on the Friday of the yearbook assembly. And those of you who were there will know that it was eventful, and we learned that quite a few people will be either moving or not going to Cersei next year. Like homeschooling, like Brooklyn, Sophia, and Audra was also leaving. So I found that out too. So, and that was that. Like that coupled with Mr. George's speech, it just, I was on the edge of shedding a tear, and I was like, no, please do it. I used to try. And Olivia turns around and is like, oh, are you okay? Are you about to cry? I'm like, no, I'm not about to cry. Well, I was. And Sophia is going around giving everyone a hug and telling them about people. Gabby's in the corner crying, but that's understandable. And then she walks up to Anna, and she's telling her how amazing she is at violin, but I think that's what she plays. So, oh man, and she tells her how she's amazing and talented, and I just lose it. I'm like, I'm just like crying and lose, like, no, oh, and they all start crying, and it's horrible, and I run out of tears, and it's just somehow I just didn't want that to end. I like sharing experiences and feelings with other people when I want to. So just it's amazing. And okay, that was kind of quite a long tangent. So I'll get on to something else. So the next person I'll talk about is probably saying. Well, and just skip ahead to some time while I think about this. I'll probably make this into a second part. Well, also on this vlog. Okay, no. Okay, so I've thought again. So dang it. So okay, so the second thing that I'm going to talk about, a person, would be other Gabby Sledge, and she is like she can be eccentric. She's very funny whenever she's not trying to be. Not me, but laughing at your own jokes. That's even worse. But she adds more energy to lots of things, and she gives a certain feel to any class that she's in. Like my sixth period math class that I told you about earlier, whenever I was trying to think of someone, she would always come up with these weird things that we would do. And it's usually based on what we're doing in other classes. Like we would have. Please don't be interference. Not interference. But she would. We would do the enchant from The Giver, which we were reading that week. We had a friendly competition and field day. Listerine. And we would do lots of things. There was this weird swinging thing that they would do while sitting on the counter. We had lots of things. I could tell from day one that it would be interesting. When I say interesting, it means a lot of things for me. And she, along with other people, it would usually brighten my day or make me feel annoyed. Mostly the first one. Sometimes the second one if I were especially douchey that day. But other than that, it was amazing. The third person would be... I have to find a guy. This just makes me so weird. I'm gonna say Grant. Yeah, Grant Lawson. What can I say that hasn't been said? A lot of things. Yeah, okay, I guess. But Grant always has this unwavering spirit around him, and it spreads like wildfire. Whenever Grant starts singing in Miss Gentry's class, we're either like, oh, good God, Grant, please stop! Or, that is hilarious! I wish we could have our phones out. And actually, once a song came on, it was Disney, obviously. I think it was Reflection, and I was like, when will my reflection show? Mr. Tree's like, is that you, Grant? That's amazing. And then Grant's like, no, it wasn't me. And I'm like, me. And she's like, oh, it's you. And sitting here like, that does sound like Grant. And Grant sounds pretty good up there. I think he's just doing that on purpose, but honestly, he will brighten up anyone's day. Even if you're like Bill Murray, drunk Bill Murray, that is too. He would make anyone happy, and then that made me look at myself and say, dang it, you were a Scrooge. Sound like my dad. Oh crap. Ugh. But as time went on, it got even more and more enjoyable. And I would, and as I've had for the past couple years, I would have my weird quirks about myself, like always carrying a pen in my right pocket and a watch, usually in that pocket for the past few years, every day. Then I have an emergency pen, and then I will always have some pesos, $10 in pesos in my left pocket, along with the random item of the day, which Gabby would either find creepy or interesting. Probably creepy. But I would go around like that. It was just interesting, and I would find satisfaction in brightening other people's days too. Like whenever I did my Gollum voice for 3 weeks straight, because I did it when I was reading The Hobbit. And other things like that, like Mr. Frank and the Anne Frank play. Now, honestly, I'm not a good actor, I think, but apparently I am. But other people, they're really good at other things. Like, I'm not the best trumpet. That would probably be either Denver or Seth. That's an ongoing thing. But really, it gets just enough how much that I either hate people or love people. I'm getting way off, but it's mostly because of the people that I interact with. I would look back at my character and I would feel so bad at myself because I was being very mean to people, and I can sometimes do that too, like at field day, and I might get angry, but he won't like me when I'm angry. But there was this one kid that he kept going to the front of the lineup and kickball, and he's their best kicker. And I'm just like, Carol, why? And then I get him out, and he's not out, and I scream. And it just, other people helped calm me down. It didn't help too much, but at least they tried. Kristen, she, for the stuff that's happened to her, she's held it together pretty well. Even if she is a traitor for moving the third period. But anyways, she, like, no matter what mood she's in, she's always interesting to talk to. And JT, even with all the tree jokes, he remains one of the smartest and arguably funniest people that I've met. I just can't explain how. I can never explain how. I get tongue-tied. But this is not. Anyway, just the changes that happened between last year and 7th grade and 8th grade are just drastic, and it's due partly me trying to change the way I act for the better, and the support and help, which is probably against their will, but just their help, it made me better. And I thank all of you for your help and support. And without you, I probably wouldn't be the person I am today. So, with that extremely long conversation, I say good night, good luck, and get out of my house.